Welcome back, shooters. This time we're going to be talking about priming the cases that we already prepared in the previous videos. The components we're going to be using this time is going to be obviously the cases. They were already trained, they were watched, they were deburred, chamfered, everything. These are virgin cases, that's why we don't have to use the uniforming things. Obviously you're going to pick the right case and the right primer. You have the large rifle primer, and you also have the small rifle primer, for 5.56. This case we're gonna be using the 308. I wouldn't even think about recording myself reloading 5.56 because the primers for 5.56 are half the size of the one for 308. I'm really good at dropping those on camera. The mouth for the 22 caliber is gonna be, just compare, it's like half the size of a 308, and I'm really good at dropping those on camera, so don't even think of, I probably won't be doing those anytime sooner. The considerations before you start doing your reloading: first of all, you have to get your goggle mask or eye protection, otherwise you run into the risk of blowing one of those primers in your face. They are very sensitive to high pressures, or if for some reason you ever drop some on the floors, I would never recommend you to use any vacuum to pick them up, because the vacuums inside, they are very hot, and you will blow them inside the vacuum. It's gonna scare the out of your wife or whoever was on the cleaning day. So please don't drop them, don't vacuum them, or don't put any extra pressure over them. Another consideration before you start doing your priming process: always make sure you wash your hands. If you're using any kind of oil for your hair, or any lotion, or anything, any food or perfumes or anything, you will get your primers contaminated. So don't be one of those guys that is going to be already talking trash on the reviews. Oh, the primers are bad, this or that. You contaminated the primers before you start using them. Something to talk about that it kind of sounds silly, like it's not necessary, but I've seen people, they prime and they still have their dies on the top. It didn't happen to me, but I know a guy that I told him, hey, I was trying to teach him how to do the priming. He left the full length sizing die with the pin. He almost blew the primer off on his face, and he even forgot to wear the goggles, eye protection. The dies on the top, and then the primer. He even got the case with the primer inside, and then he was running all the way up, so he was gonna blow that up. That was an accident waiting to happen. So please remove the dies. Secure the plunging arm. If you're gonna be using a 5.56 or 308, you're gonna have to switch different plunging arm over here. These are interchangeable, the bases, depending on the size that you're gonna be using. They kind of have a little bit of wobble sideways. Make sure you secure them. You kind of tighten that up, I would say every 300 rounds to be on the safe. Otherwise they're gonna make like I would say like a belly mark on your primer. That's gonna take a toll, and it kind of jeopardizes the efficiency of your primers. If you are too tired to stop priming, by the book they are supposed to be at the depth of the primer inside the case, supposed to be 0.005 of an inch inside. Nobody measures that, including myself. What I regularly do is just kind of slide my finger, or I sit them on a flat surface, so I know they're sitting properly. If they are slightly exposed, you won't be able to see them on a flat surface, and by the time you will try to pour the gunpowder inside, they're gonna be sideways. It's gonna be impossible to get it. And I also have the danger of when you close the bolt, you run into the possibility of somehow hitting the primer and have a bullet going off of your barrel, and accidental discharge, and getting someone injured. Another consideration, I think those are all. So for demonstrational purpose, I'm gonna be only priming 7 primers. Of course, you don't want to see me priming 50 cases at a time. That would be extremely boring. You seat the case all the way in, then you seat the primer. Make sure you seat it with the vents all the way up. When you're doing the priming stroke movement, you kind of do it slowly till you see it's kind of seated. Once you get experience, you're gonna feel like you have like a 2 time when you sit it and then when you confirm the sitting. There is another way people get to prime their cases is with a funny hand thing. I feel like I have more control and more consistency when I'm using the press for priming my cases, but it's just a matter of comfort. I know some people they like to do both, so it's up to you. In this process, you can also continue checking for any deformities or anything that is not totally right in your cases, because sometimes they mixed, or you got a curious family member who was kind of taking a look at your reloading bench and they move things around or they drop them, and then you realize they were touching your stuff. So just be careful. If you're gonna be using the regular primers, they're very effective up to 600 yards. But if you're gonna be taking shots over 600 yards, I would highly recommend you to get the match grade primers. It's not like a mandatory thing, but you cannot, your standard deviations and your extreme spread, they tend to be more consistent with match grade primers. So hunters don't have to spend the extra money if you want to challenge yourself, or you have the itching for the match, get yourself into a match, or you just want to know what's the maximum accuracy, the maximum length you can extend the shots with your particular rifle and ammunition, then you can try the match grade primer in that case. One more time, if you are doing like 100, 200 something and you're getting tired, please stop, take a break. One partially exposed outside that is not sitting to the depth is just going to be trouble. We just finished hour 7. This is all you're going to be doing pretty much for your priming your cases. As usual, thank you so much for your time. If you like this video, you learned something new, give me the like, subscribe to my channel, share it among your friends. If you do it differently than I do, or you prefer the hand plunging, write down why you do it your ways, or what equipment you specifically use for your reloading press. I really enjoy getting to a respectful debate. I might even be able to learn from you. One more time, thank you so much for your time. You have a wonderful day.